The chubby kid in Korea rolls out new missiles, but look what the cameras caught when they zoomed in. Yesterday Kim Jong-un unveiled his weapons arsenal to the entire world. The parade happened in North Korea's capital Pyongyang to celebrate the 105th anniversary of the birth of their nation's founder Kim Il-sung. However, when the cameras zoomed in on the news weapons, everyone noticed something was off. There is now speculation that Kim Jong-un's weapons are not exactly airworthy. For weeks, the chubby dictator has been saying that his new arsenal should make the world very afraid. Of course, everyone did take him seriously. After all, when a crazed dictator is boasting about nuclear weapons, you take notice. So, yesterday Jong-un held a massive parade and attempted to launch a missile which thankfully failed. Well, could this launch have failed because his missiles were fake? Well, take a look at these images and let us know what you think. Many people who saw this image immediately noticed that the nose looked slightly bent. At first, I did not notice it, but from a different angle it certainly seemed off to me. Check it out here. But, I am not the only one who noticed these images to be slightly off. I will be the first to admit I am no weapons expert, but these shapes seem strange to me too. According to Daily Mail, foreign journalists covering the celebrations of the Day of Sun in North Korea were heavily guarded and their output was controlled by the state. Each reporter was assigned a military or government guard, which meant the coverage was set up in a way Kim Jong-un had signed off. But as the BBC's John Sudworth delivered his piece to camera, a procession of vehicles carrying missiles passed behind him. On one of the trucks, a rocket appears with a nose piece that is pointing skywards, which led to speculation the weapon was a fake. However, Sudworth was not the only one who was verbal about North Korea's new weapons. Chad O'Carroll, who is the managing director of NK News, also expressed doubts. O'Carroll began to question after seeing the nose of one of the missiles beginning to wobble quite noticeably. However, while we may all be giddy that these weapons are possibly fake and the weapons test failed, we should stay on guard. Sir Malcolm Rifkind, who served as Foreign Secretary in England from 1995 to 1997, issued this warning. But don't get too excited by that, they've also had quite a lot of successful tests. They are an advanced country when it comes to their nuclear weapons program. That still remains a fact, a hard fact. So, this makes me wonder even more. If these weapons are indeed fake, what does Kim Jong-un have in his arsenal? This man is drunk with power and wants nothing more than to prove to the world he is a threat. Could these have been a diversion and the real weapons are elsewhere? At this point, any of it is possible. The good news is that the United States and its allies are closely monitoring North Korea to ensure that the world stays out of war. Let us know what you think about these weapons in the comments below. Are they real or are they fake? They fake? Just in, Japan shocks the globe with massive military move. Tensions are on the rise around the world, as every major nation is preparing for potential conflict. It's time to find out who America's real allies are. And Japan just made it clear that they are one of them. Japan is officially sending destroyers to join with the USS Carl Vinson and other American naval ships on their way to the Korean Peninsula. This is a massive sign that Japan is on board to remove North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un from power. As of right now, the US doesn't have set plans to attack North Korea. But we have a presence of warships in their waters to destroy them from testing missiles. President Trump is planning for China to take the lead in eliminating the North Korea problem. Just in, Japan shocks the globe with massive military move. Written by Adam Lott, 2 days ago. Share this story, share this story. Tensions are on the rise around the world, as every major nation is preparing for potential conflict. It's time to find out who America's real allies are. And Japan just made it clear that they are one of them. Advertisement. Japan is officially sending destroyers to join with the USS Carl Vinson and other American naval ships on their way to the Korean Peninsula. This is a massive sign that Japan is on board to remove North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un from power. As of right now, the US doesn't have set plans to attack North Korea. But we have a presence of warships in their waters to destroy them from testing missiles. President Trump is planning for China to take the lead in eliminating the North Korea problem. Advertisement. Last week Trump tweeted twice to remind the Chinese president of their meeting last week. He also told the people that all trade deals between the US and China would be more lucrative for both sides if North Korea were finally taken care of. China has asked businesses to leave North Korea and recently position 150,000 soldiers along the North Korea border. But if the massive nation refuses to take real actions, the United States, along with Japan and South Korea, are prepared to eliminate the threat in North Korea. The nation has been in a constant coverage state since they started testing nuclear weapons back in 2006. They have also threatened Japan and South Korea. President Trump is not taking the threats lightly, and has made it clear that we will destroy Kim Jong-un's regime if we have to. Paul Ryan tries to block border wall, Trump fires back with this. This week, House Speaker Paul Ryan blocked funding for Donald Trump's border wall for 2017. Now, President Trump has fired back with an appearance on Fox News. Trump told Fox Business host Maria Bartiromo that he is still going to build the wall this year, and that he is already in the process of going through designs for it. They say we aren't going to build a wall, we're going to build the wall 100%, Trump said. In fact, we've had hundreds of bidders. We've seen the 10 top designs and we're going to be making a decision very shortly. This came after Border Patrol President Brandon Judd spoke out to slam Ryan for trying to block the funding to the wall. There is a report this morning that Speaker Paul Ryan is suggesting that Congress delay border wall funding until next year, Fox News host Stuart Varney said to Judd on Wednesday. What do you say about that? I disagree, Judd flatly responded, according to the Daily Caller. President Trump promised he was going to secure the border, and part of securing the border is putting in place the proper technology and resources that allows us to be successful. A border wall in strategic locations is one of those things that must get done. He went on to criticize both the Obama administration and Ryan for politicizing the security of this nation. I think that's sad, he continued. President Trump has come in and has not politicized it. He's said he's going to secure the border, and he's done exactly what he's said he would do. What do you think about this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Fearless. Two birds with one gigantic stone. President Trump vaporizes terrorists and mortifies Obama. This will be a long 4 years, that is without a doubt. What's more, not on account of Donald Trump will come up short. By all signs, the liberals trust the following 4 years will slither by in light of the fact that they completely severely dislike Trump and all his Obama legacy pulverization. For us, it will be to a great degree disappointing 4 years, since we will need to persevere through the consistent whimpering and griping and groaning of the qualification crowd. These individuals are so used to getting their direction that their first real taste of dismissal is playing out like Carrie's prom night. They are whimpering like the youthful people they are, take away a freebie and they go chimp on the grounds that frightfulness of abhorrences, they don't get stuff for anything any longer. What's more, let us not overlook that regardless of what number of individuals fall off unemployment, regardless of how far the obligation is diminished, regardless of what number of expense dollars are brought into the administration coffers in light of the fact that duties have been lessened, regardless of what number of wars we remain out of, regardless of what number of good exchange arrangements and cancellation of enterprise controls convey back organizations to the U.S., and regardless of how safe the boulevards in our inward urban areas move toward becoming or the fringe, regardless of how well our streets and extensions are kept up, and regardless of what number of terrorist plots are turned away, and so forth, and so on. The left will never, ever surrender that the Republicans were in charge of any of it. All things considered, Trump and company are at any rate in charge of this. Allen B. West. In just the past week, the Air Force unleashed hell on Al-Qaeda in Yemen, destroying 40 targets. For some context, in just 1 week Trump's administration eclipsed the annual bombing total for any year during Obama's presidency. According to Foreign Policy magazine, under the previous administration, approval for strikes came only after slow-moving policy discussions, with senior officials required to sign off on any action. The Trump administration has proven much quicker at green-lighting attacks. President Donald Trump's readiness to order military action stands in contrast to the previous administration. When Obama's National Security Advisor Susan Rice ran the policy-making process, stuff moved like molasses through the National Security Council, much to the frustration of military planners at U.S. Central Command. A former senior defense official, who spoke on condition of anonymity, told Foreign Policy. The interagency discussions allowed plans to languish for weeks while debates swirled over when and how to act. The change in policy here? Allowing the military to actually act on the intelligence they've gathered. During Obama's presidency, military pilots who returned from fighting ISIS in Iraq